It's time now for Zhou to head to the course. The Shanghai Championship is in Songjiang District, part of the Shanghai municipality about an hour outside of the city center. The short drive from the hotel takes us through the industrial park where the club is located. The course itself is still a work in progress, and the fresh open earth of continued development of the club lays beside the clubhouse and opposite the finished course where the tournament will be played. Despite the isolation and calm of the well-manicured lawns, one cannot quite avoid noticing the immediate surroundings of the club. In addition to the factories, farmland and a transport canal encircle the outer edges of the country club, an oasis of luxury in a developing nation.
The upper echelon of the Chinese government definitely tries to distance itself from the game of golf. And there is some history behind that. It's an elitist sport. And it's an elitist sport in China more so than most places in the world. It's very expensive to play. And so very few people in China can afford to play. One of the major problems China is facing today is the growing gap between rich and poor. And then golf also runs up against several other issues that have been key issues for Hu Jintao and his administration. Environmental issues. China has numerous environmental problems, and golf is a sport that comes saddled with numerous environmental issues. It's a huge drain on water supply. There are many chemicals that are needed to keep the grass green, and most of the golf courses in China are surrounded by farmland.
These challenges aside, golf enjoys growing popularity.
Golf is going to grow in China. There's no doubt about that. It is growing in China. If you look at the driving ranges now compared to 2 years ago, there are many more people playing, and a lot of them are mainland Chinese. And it's just riding the wave of the economy. It's kind of a natural progression. Once a country has its economic boom, golf is one of the sports that will take root.
The nascent professional tour hopes to play a large role in the development of the sport in China. Raymond Rizal spoke to us about the beginnings of the China tour.
Golf's relatively new. I think the first golf course, post World War II was opened in 1985. There wasn't an opportunity, if you're a young golfer, young professional Chinese golfer, really to have a chance to play competitive golf on a consistent basis. So you were forced to teach golf a lot or just to kind of play back and forth. World Sport Group, together with the Chinese Golf Association in 2005, set up the China Tour, or what then was the China Tour, with the idea of really developing a platform for young Chinese golfers to take their game to the next level.
The Omega China Tour is Zhou's opportunity to compete against mainland China's best golfers, and if he plays well enough, to supplement his instructor's salary. Zhou goes through a pre-round ritual, marking his balls with a smiley face. Today, a popular golf magazine has asked to shoot some photos of him. He has time to warm up his swing and practice his putting stroke. Soon, he's teeing off on the first hole. Ever at Zhou's side is the caddy assigned to him for the tournament, Wu Bingjuan. She too is a relative newcomer to the game. Before starting this line of work less than 2 years ago, she worked in an electronics factory near the country club. The late afternoon sun casts long shadows, and a disappointing day for Zhou comes to an end. He finishes with a score of 8 over par, placing him in a tie for 74th place after one round. His frustration is clear as he waits for a taxi to take him from the course. Yet even now his playful side is still apparent, and he jokes with Dan as they pass the time. He finds a local restaurant and winds down with a meal and with a few beers. Later, he spots some fellow golfers and joins them.
On the China tour, a friend of mine who's familiar with it said this tour has got soul. And that's a pretty nice way of putting it. So on the China tour, if a guy has a bad round, and even if he has a good round, and the tournament's not over, he still might go out and have a few drinks that night. And for Zhou, it seemed to work.
Zhou follows up a late-night drinking session with an early morning round and shoots even par, making the cut. The success is short-lived, however, as his final 2 rounds are 5 and 6 over par, and he finishes in 51st place. Zhou watches from the clubhouse restaurant as the final rounds are finished. Someone else claims the trophy and the big prize money. Zhou's winnings are a little more than $700, amounting to less than his expenses.
我以前呢没结婚之前呢，就是希望找到个老婆，对，这个是一个目标。然后找到老婆之后呢，希望要买个房子，房子买完了之后呢，然后就是要建立一个很完整的家庭，然后就需要一个宝宝，然后我们就计划了今年要了个孩子，然后要了个孩子之后，突然之间就是压力就大，因为我现在不是为了我个人，我是为了我整个家庭。